G'day, it's Pete here. Today I'm going to do a featured lesson on Serious 3 No Trumps. This is another slam bidding tool that I really like, and it works in conjunction with Q bidding. So we're trying to add some more tools that we can use to investigate slam, not just Blackwood. Most people just only stick with Blackwood and their slam bidding techniques not so great. You want to add different tools so you can use work out different things about your partner's hand and go from there. Anyway, we'll get into it. So today we're going to talk about when Serious 3 No Trumps applies, how it works. I'll talk about what constitutes a serious slam try and what doesn't, and give some example options as well. So when does Serious 3 No Trumps apply? Okay, so Serious 3 No Trumps is a slam bidding tool that is used after you find a major suit fit. So the assumption here is after you find a major suit fit, you're planning on playing in that major. So what does a bid of 3 no trumps actually mean? So here we've found a spade fit in this auction. So we're not really going to try to play in 3 no trumps. Like, there are some times or some scoring methods where maybe 3 no trumps is a spot you want to play even though you found a major suit fit. But the vast majority of the time, once you found a major suit fit, you just want to play in that major. So Serious 3 no trumps is giving up on this small cost of being able to play in 3 no trumps in this spot to add a slam bidding tool into your hand, into your arsenal. So the Serious 3 no trump bid only applies after a major suit fit. So here, 1 spade past 3 spades. Anything like where you've confirmed a major suit fit, it can apply. It does not apply over the minors. Because when we open a minor, 3 no trumps is so often the spot we actually want to play in. Whereas once we've found a major suit fit, it's usually just that major we want to play in. So it's a slam bidding tool only used over major suit fits, not over minor suit fits. And basically, after the major suit fit, you can use this 3 no trumps here as a way of showing various levels of slam interest. Now, the other times it won't apply if you jump to it. So if you had an auction like this, 1 spade past 2 spades, you don't jump to Serious 3 no trumps. Some people play that you can do that stuff, but I tend to not jump to Q bids, and I also don't jump to Serious 3 no trumps. So I would have this as like an offer to play. So it's rare, but I think if from the 2 level you would have other ways of investigating slam or continuing the auction, and you might be able to get to Serious 3 no trumps later. You don't need to consume a lot of space to jump to 3 no trumps to bid it. But if you found a major suit fit, and you're sort of at the 3 level when you do it, no matter what sort of raise you do. So you might have another option go 1 no trump pass, 1 spade pass 2 no trumps. This might be a Jacoby raise or something else that confirms a spade fit. Now we've gotten to the 3 level, you could, whatever your responses are, but you might have 3 no trumps serious after this. So it applies only when you've found a major suit fit. Also, don't jump to it, just let it come naturally when it comes up. Alright, so that's when it applies. I'll give some more examples of it later, but for now I'll talk about how it works and sort of what it is. So there's 2 methods of using this 3 no trump bid as a slam try. Some people play Serious 3 no trumps to show I have real interest in slam. Other people play non-serious 3 no trumps. My preferred method is Serious 3 no trumps, but both methods are valid. If you've heard of it and you play one way, you can stick with it, that's fine. But I'll just talk through my method of it from here on in. So what it is a way of saying whether or not you're interested in slam. So what we'd have is the 3 no trump bid says I'm very interested in slam for what I've bid so far, and if you just Q bid besides it, bypassing it would say you're not so interested. So here, 1 spade passed 3 spades. Let's assume that I wanted to Q-bid and didn't just bid 4 spades. 3 no trumps would say, partner, I am very interested in slam and I really want you to Q-bid if you can. Whereas if you instead bid something like 4 clubs, which is also a Q-bid, this would actually be a non-serious Q-bid. You've got interest in slam, but you also want partner to be top of their range, or really, you want your partner to be interested in slam, rather than you just demanding that they Q-bid. So you've now got 2 levels of Q-bids, and you can show genuine, absolute interest, no matter what point range partner is for what they've shown, interest in slam by bidding 3 no trumps, or you could just show very mild interest, and you want partner to sort of refine their range and be good for what they've bid already. Well, I haven't discussed what 3 spades is, but let's assume that maybe it's 10 to 12 and just a limit raise. This 4 club bid would be, I'm interested in slam, but I want you to be sort of top of your range as well for it. So you'd want sort of like a good 11 or 12 points, some key cards or some stuff that makes their hand appropriate for slam. Whereas if instead you bid 3 no trumps, serious slam try, you don't care if partner's 10, 11 or 12, you just want to find out about Q-bids. So whether you bid 3 no trumps or not says what level of interest in slam you have. Now, I like to think of 3 no trumps as just somewhat like another Q-bid. So what I mean by this is you don't bypass Q-bids to get to 3 no trumps, and it's just along the lines. So let's undo and start the auction again and have the auction go something like this. 1 heart, pass, 3 hearts. Okay, so here, if this north hand was interested in slam, they have this Q-bid of 3 spades available, they've got 3 no trumps, and they've got Q-bids below as well. So what do all these mean? Okay, so 3 spades is actually just a neutral Q-bid. You haven't just said whether you're serious or non-serious yet, because you haven't reached that 3 no trumps level yet. So we don't bypass Q-bids to get to 3 no trumps, because we just want to bid Q-bids up the line. And just think of 3 no trumps as another Q-bid along the way that just happens to say whether you're interested or not. So here, if you had a spade Q-bid, even if you were really interested in slam, this would be your first priority. You would tell partner you had a Q in spades. If, on the other hand, you bid serious 3 no trumps, this says I'm seriously interested in slam, but I don't have a spade Q-bid because you've bypassed spades. Okay, and if you bypass 3 no trumps as well, this would be a Q-bid. It would be a non-serious Q-bid, and because you've bypassed 3 no trumps saying that you've got genuine interest, and you've also bypassed spades, so you don't have a spade Q-bid, you don't have genuine interest, but you want partner to be top of their range and also have some stuff in spades. Okay, so any Q-bids you make below 3 no trumps doesn't say whether or not your slam level interest is. So you don't bypass Q-bids to get to 3 no trumps serious. Okay, so if you have a spade Q-bid, you make your spade Q-bid. So that's so below neutral. Then we've got our slam interest. If you bypass 3 no trumps, then you're showing non-serious interest. Slam. Non-serious slam interest. There's a lot of words that just get tangled up there. Okay. So next I was going to talk about like we don't skip Qs. We've talked about that. And 3 no trumps shows genuine interest. Bypassing it shows mild interest. Okay. Now either player can actually do serious 3 no trumps. So here, let's say I Q-bid 3 spades. And even though my partner is limited, they can use 3 no trumps. So serious doesn't mean like we're definitely going to slam or I love my hand so much. But all you're trying to do is describe your slam interest a bit more. So this hand here, this 3 heart bidder, they've said 10 to 12 points. So you think, how could they actually have serious slam interest? Well, they've already defined their hand, but from that point they can refine it a bit further. So if this player bids 3 no trumps, this is also serious 3 no trumps, but it's serious in the context that they've shown 10 to 12 points. So they're just top of their range and they've got really good slam going things, and they're wanting to encourage their partner further. Whereas if they just go ahead and Q-bid, this would say that they're sort of middle to bottom of the range and don't have serious interest, but they do have a Q-bid in clubs. Okay, we didn't find out whether the North player has serious interest or not, but they had interest. And then the South player said, look, I'm not that genuinely interested. So serious 3 no trumps is a bit about a conversation. One player says how interested they are in it, and if the other player wants to cooperate or not. If one player says they're not genuinely interested, the other player's got full right to sign off. If instead they say that you've got serious interest, you have to keep the Q-bidding open, because partner really wants to find out about Q-bids. So there's just a way of refining what sort of range you can have. Okay, so let's look at some more options. Okay, so 1 spade, 1 heart past 3 hearts, 3 spades Q-bid. If this player had genuine interest, their first thing would be bid 3 no trumps. Okay, and then you can keep the Q-bidding going like this. Okay, after this, all these are just serious Q-bids, genuinely interested in slam. If, on the other hand, the auction went something like this. Okay, 1 heart past 3 hearts, 4 clubs. This would say I don't have a spade cube because you bypassed spades. That's the first thing you skipped. You also skipped 3 no trumps to say you had serious interest in slam. So this is just a mild interest in slam, and you want your partner to be absolutely top of the range. Okay, and then if their partner does Q-bid here, this would not only show a spade Q-bid, because they know that North doesn't have a spade Q, it also would promise serious interest in slam along with diamonds. Okay, now if this player wasn't that interested in slam or didn't have a spade Q-bid or anything like that, they're fully entitled to just sign off. So if they didn't have a spade Q-bid, they'd have to sign off because you know you're off the ace-king of spades. Also, if they had a spade Q-bid but just a minimum hand, they're also completely entitled to sign off. Okay, so the non-serious Q-bids give partner some flexibility to decide should we go on or not. So the beauty of this is that you actually have a conversation and you've got ways of investigating slam where you can actually stop at a safe level, realizing that you're both either minimum or not that interested, things like that. Okay. Whereas if you did bid something like 4 diamonds, this would be showing that for the 10 to 12 range, this hand is fully committed and really wants their partner to go on. They've got the spade coverage, they've got something in diamonds, they're a maximum hand. This is the most encouraging bid they can make, other than 4 no trumps. You're entitled to just take control and make a key card as well. Okay. So what is serious? So what do I mean by serious? So if you're a limited hand, it's nice and obvious that you've got you've shown 10 to 12 points in this case. If you've limited your hand in some way, serious just says you're at the top of your range, or you've got a hand that's really well suited for slam and you're really encouraging. Think of serious being, instead of how serious you are, but are you encouraging slam or just not so encouraging slam, but just, if you make a non-serious Q-bid, it's mild interest. Serious Q-bid is very encouraging to slam, and it just depends on all the situation. Either player can actually do this. So if this player North wanted to make a slam try, think, do I want to move to slam no matter what range my partner has for their 3 hard bid. The hands that would bid serious 3 no trumps are frequently the hands that you would used to just think, yeah, let's just jump in, let's bid 4 no trumps key card. But here you've got more tools, you want to take it slowly and tell your partner you're really genuinely interested in slam. Okay, so the hand that doesn't care what point range your partner is after they've limited their hand, you don't need to refine it anymore. They're the serious slam tries. If you think that, oh, maybe we can make slam if partner's got these good cards for me, that is a mild slam try. Okay, and you want to not bid the serious 3 no trumps. So serious just means describe how encouraging you are to slam. If you don't care about refining partner's point range anymore and you're absolutely genuinely interested in slam, use the serious 3 no trumps. If you want to know if partner's got specific cards, or maybe they've only got a few things that, like, you want them to be top of the range, you want them to have specific cards, that is a mild slam try. And don't bid the serious 3 no trumps. Alright. We'll get into some more example auctions. So, one spade, pass. Let's just say you play 2 no trumps game forcing, and after this you just start cue bidding. Okay. Here, if it went something like this, 3 diamonds, this would just be a neutral cue. This would say that you've got a cue bid in diamonds. It doesn't say if you're serious or not. It would say you don't have a club control. The whole point of this, you don't jump to 3 no trumps to show serious interest. You don't skip cue bids. If South now bid 3 no trumps, what would that say? It would say that they're genuinely interested in slam. They've got a serious slam try. But they don't have heart cue bid, so they could have cue bid 3 hearts along the way. So you don't skip cue bids. You might not play this method, but this is just an example of how it works. So this hand, because they're game forcing, they haven't limited their hand, they would be showing extra values, genuine interest, and that they've also got club coverage. As soon as you know that you're often ace-king or no cue bid, you just need to stop and stop in game. Some other examples. Let's say it went 2 clubs, game forcing, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, pass, 3 hearts. Okay, you found a heart fit, and now this game force opener bids 3 spades. This is just a neutral cue bid. Haven't said whether you're genuinely interested in slam or just mild interest in slam, because we don't skip cue bids. If you bid like this, your partner is going to express what their interest is. As long as one player expresses whether they're serious or non-serious, that's as good as either player doing it, right? So think of it like this. If North was genuinely interested in slam, and their partner just bids like this, non-serious cue bid, they've found out what the combined sort of strength of their partner is, their partnership is. Whereas if this North player was not so serious and their partner bids serious, then it's as good as them making a mild slam try. They get to find this information out. Either player can do it, and you can use that for your information. So either player can describe what their level of interest is in slam. Another way of possibly thinking about this is thinking about it as 3 no trumps as an invite. So you've got, you might have sort of 3 different ranges for looking to slam, which is 4 no trumps is we're basically going to slam. 3 no trumps is just below that, and I've got a really strong hand, I'm really invitational for slam. And the bottom one is, you know, I'm just checking if you are at all keen to go for slam. Like, I really just like last train, your chance to take control. I'm cooperating just a little bit. Okay. If the auction went like this though, and it went 3 no trumps here, this would be a serious slam try from this North player, from the Game Force opener. So they'd have a really powerful hand, but they don't have control in spades. So they're giving South license to bypass 4 hearts and actually cubid spades or key card or things like that. Sometimes it's really tricky, so if you didn't use serious 3 no trumps, and we're just using cubids, and the auction went like this, 4 clubs cubid, pass, and this South hand has control of spades. Is that all that the North player was after? Maybe, maybe not. It's tough to tell. But if you can show serious slam interest and bypassing something, this says I'm absolutely happy for you to go on. I've got genuine interest for slam, but I don't have control of spades. What do you have? Fully entitling the responder to cubid like this without fear, because their partners encourage them a lot more. So this is mainly what serious 3 no trumps is. I hope I've covered it reasonably well. So I talked about when it applies. So it applies only after major suit fits. You don't jump to 3 no trumps to show serious slam interest. So you've just worked your way there and you're at the 3 level. It doesn't apply over minors because 3 no trumps is the game you want to play, but over majors, then you're happy to play in your major pretty much always. How it works, there are 2 common methods of it. Some people play serious 3 no trump, some people play the reverse of that, which is non-serious. If you've heard of either of them, these are both fine methods. My preference is serious 3 no trumps. Any cubid you make below 3 no trumps, this is just a neutral cubid. You haven't said whether you're serious or not. And you just do it in order. Think of it, you don't skip steps. So at this stage, if this player wanted to make a slam try, 3 spades is their first protocol. Do you have Q of spades? Then 3 no trumps is the next cheapest option, describing whether you're interested or not. So if you are interested, you bid 3 no trumps. And then if you're not interested, you skip that and go 4 clubs or 4 diamonds. And do your non-serious Q. So if the auction went like this, 4 clubs, non-serious cubid, then the responder could cubid like this, saying, yes, I am genuinely interested. I've got coverage in spades because North's denied it. I've got coverage in diamonds. I'm actually interested in slam for my hand. Either player can do it, even if you're a limited hand. If you're a limited hand, you're just showing that your maximum of your range. If you're unlimited, you're generally showing extra values than you've previously showed. And if you do bypass it, you're showing a non-serious slam try. Some more examples of serious or non-serious. You might have a auction go 1 spade, pass 3 spades. If this hand was really interested in slam, they'll start with 3 no trumps. If they have mild interest, they can cubid. Non-serious cubid. This gives the responder the choice to just sign off if they're minimum. But if they're maximum, then they'll cubid. They'll show their first or second round control. So if you respond to a non-serious cubid with a cubid of yourself, you are showing genuine interest as the responder. So using serious or non-serious is a lot more like having a conversation. Key card is like, I need you to answer this question, whereas cubiding and serious or non-serious cubids are more like having a conversation and finding out more information. Either player can take control, and it's a really good tool to use. If you're using serious 3 no trumps, it works in conjunction with cubids. You don't sort of do serious 3 no trumps without cubids, but it works alongside them, and it just slots in as another level of do you cubid along the way. Anyway, that's all I was going to discuss today on serious 3 no trumps. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.